What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Jumripsul. All the changes, all the seasons, all the evolution involving has to happen within the one. If you go into a relationship and you see and you say, this person in front of me, it's a reflection of who I am, then you're gonna want to go in with the power of the law, and then anything that show up in the relationship, you evolve within yourself, and you watch as you observe the elegant, the beauty, the wonder, the sensual, the gorgeous, the smile, the movements, the hips, the appealing to the eyes. And you will see it is external. So the materialized nation simplified the consecrations within the concentrations of the peaceful warrior. You could say that it also simplified within the concentrations of the consecrations for the peaceful warrior. The lucid dreaming into the materialized stations complete the lucid dreaming and internalize, externalize in the relationship. The bliss, the grateful, the joyous relationship in some of that relation to all that is, which evolve yourself in a process of it all. You move into another relationship that has more harmonious, more genuine, more understanding and loving and non-attachment. Everything is within the world, is within the other world, point of view, perspective, perceive it to be with the experience and the level of perceptions, reflections. As Neville Goddard put it, you will enter a state of desire to express and believe it to be true. No earthly power can stop you. So I guess that's saying that you got to be congruent with who you are, what you are, and be that change you want to see in the world, as Gandhi put it eloquently. And that's undeniable, irrefutable, unstoppable. It is just has the power that you can not stop from objectifying itself. This is the kind of relationship that you want. And he would say, as old saying goes, do you? Do, no try, you just do it. You do it deliberately, influenced by the love. Others, you influence everyone as you are, intrinsically. Be the man or the woman, be the lady if you like, right? And the planet cannot raise a hand without influence the further star in the heaven. It is unified from, we're talking about the power from within your own self, the natural force without forcing, just be and changing oneself in its evolutions. Change yourself. You change those you come in contact with. Every time you come in contact with the one that you're talking to, that's also a part of you, at least in some form or shape or form, in different dimensions, different ages. So, and you watch yourself when you see the externalized as a relationship, friendships, people in front of you, your business, your partner, your people, your community represent the mood that will, affect you as it vibrate within the sphere and within it, that certain way that we feel that sometimes it's hard for us to describe, but when we get chance to think, we can transcribe the scripts from our mind, put it in the paper on the ink or whatever it is, or when you communicate with the one you chatting with, because we exist within us as in you. There is no other's truth other than this test, and put it to see for yourself. You discover within this philosophy that exists in this metaphysical beyond the naked eyes. And you see the stuff prior, but you didn't have the clear understanding yet until you have that clear mind without that murky thoughts. When the sky is clear, when the water is just chill, then you will come to your self-actualization even more into a depth, into detail, and you note of the kind of people that you starting to attract, that you want in your life. You pinpointed every aspect of the positivity and the negativities, and that's what you want. You know the negative. You don't want to be around the negative, right? You want to be around more positive, more optimistic outlook. Not those anger, scare, and just judgmental, always looking at someone and judging them for that's just the way they are. How can you blame a person that born like that? Get to know them before you even judge them. And you have the awareness and the reflect and how it exists within, and every single aspect we found within ourselves, within myself, and the external eyes get switched and flip inside and use that first eyes, the pineal gland that I mentioned multiple times, that we have that connect with heart-mind coherence. Is when we found that somebody was all along is also us in a retrospect as well. And that aspect you see with respect of the future you and a younger version of yourself, And that's how the sincere of love, unconditional love, volitional love, that is immeasurable, and that changed the aspect of existence within and self that wasn't conscious at first. But if you are conscious of with that, you will love one another unconditionally. You will have that deepest gratitude for both wisdom come merge and just communicate with one another in a different form, different language, different skin color. It is enlightenment. It is imaginable being of light, the beacon of light, making the darkness dispel and make the darkness come upon to light. If not, there has to be some friction, because that inorganic somehow changes his aspect eventually. When we have that perseverance to externalize of someone that is someone that they probably want to emanate from, and if they're unable to, they're gonna dislike you, and that's representing the symptom of fear, loss, and inadequate, and loss of love is symptom, and that is sick of the mind, sick of the membrane, and it's insane, and they need to recalibrate their mind, have more love and joyous, including the habits of just compassion for yourself, have love for yourself, because loving oneself is a prerequisite of loving others. And being suspicious of friends and loved ones without any reasonable evidence of sufficient grounds, that habit, accusing wife, accusing husband, whatever, those fidelities without no boundaries, it is despicable. It is just, and then hold someone accusing others because that's the thing that you're doing, that is slap in the face. I take that back. Someone else already doing it. Hey, Pinky, just putting the baby powder, right? So that is absolutely a two-face, and finding fault, the habits of finding faults with friends, relatives, business, love up once upon the slightest provocation or without causes whatsoever, it's because you have mistrust and you might have been hurt in the past too. I'm not sure. So that's why we forgive them for they know not. Why hold on to something that is no longer serving you? Why is that you want to hold on to something that's burdening you? That's why we just let it go. And many of the time I also tell my client the same way too. That's why we teach mind heart coherence, mind heart and spirit. So spirit is the form of the body. It is one and the same. As you have the desire expressing and believe it to be the truth, no earthly power can stop it from objectifying itself. These things, mind, heart, spirit, because again, the body here it is the spirits, it is the element of nature, it is the cause and effect. And when you love yourself without fear of loss, of love, of summertime, because summertime is always gonna, summer came and left without a warning. That's just the way it is. So as we evolve and come to an understanding, believing within your own self, within oneself, that this thing do not exist within your self-awareness. So we use this externalized form, physique here, and doing that peaceful warrior way style, just sitting there and just samadhi, breathing the freshness air, or through the body movements of yoga. And weightlifting is cool too, but there's some egotistical evolving it that is not all that great. How do I know this? Because I have been in the fitness field. I have been in there, have been in the industry, I have been in the car business, I have been many multiple jobs, I have lost many multiple jobs, I have went to multiple job schools and private school. I have seen some of the stuff, I have seen and the disruptions, I have seen and reflects upon it, because it does exist. It all exists within ourselves when we realize that we have to hold our truth, our own authentic self, that we embody, that we also desire to express, as we not trying to impress in ways, but to show you, to tell you within the subconscious mind that has been lied to, that have been programmed to within in these external things that is not even totally true. So you got to use your discernment and see the aspect of these revelations and see the journey that could bear great fruit, potentially exists in our own thoughts of mind, because fear will let you down, because fear is acronym of false evident appearing real. And how can that externalize any good if you're going to have the fear of the other world afflicting and inflicting anxiety upon your own mind, fearful thoughts? The class is still within you. You got to let go of that thing. You know, we all have that mental faculty of some sort of past, not fear, but dramas that creep upon us. That's why we gotta love and let it go. Meaning that we, no argument in that. It's just like, whatever make you happy, because I like to see you happy. Not to my own detrimental, but taking a little bit of calculated risk so you can be happy. It's the evolution, evolving the programming when you and the outside world is become unifications. It's the acceleration of radical change. And I know that you would notice that it goes to show, you will see within your own self, totally different environment, only different countries that we were born from. And I love exploring and seeing, just like at the crossroad, you see the whole world all in one place. It's just like here in the United States, in Washington as well too, you get to see all different diversity of ethnicity, and it's gratitude. I love it. It is a total different groups of friends and friendships, and because the current circumstances somehow also, it's kind of like a blessing in the sky, bringing all into one location spot, revealing within as without, to seeing, observing, and watching, just with that smile and gratitude, on just observing, just with appreciation deep, and just be oneself and love to be, just be. And always have the trust, appreciation, and the gratitude, and the belief, and the confidence, knowing that you have the trust, you will see that particular person that you want to see again. It's just how some operate. And I think that's unknowingly is the synchronicity, the serendipity, and in time of darkness that has not been conscious, we will have the subconscious and see it without fear and base reality, and see the changes in all aspect within this vastness of this ocean of life, and the whole spectrum of external world changes in ways in this lot of time that we have, because each new day we begin anew. It is a drastic sometimes it's just so unpredictable. And one reason is that I see plant in the mind, and it grows unexpectedly, and unexpectedly is it just grow, and it's beautiful from one after another, and it's never really ceased to stop growth. That's so called the mind expression impressions in self oneself to externalize in this external world of the reflections without no demolishing of anything, and just take everything as it is and enjoy it, and just love and let it go without any attachment. So more so it's not an attachment, it's not detachment. You have that attachment, but it's just non-attachment. It's the subconscious mind primarily. Our self-image and radically transformations will result in the radical shift from the outside world. It's a metamorphosis always that is, because when it's evolved, it become, and then when it know it all, then it just might be stalled still as well too. So that's the entropy that we're not trying to stick to. So we're gonna move forward and choose the path of least resistance, but go against the grain when there is shit. It is a way of having the hope, the kind of self-respect in ways that can allow things to happen within the pace, because not everyone is fast, not everyone is slow, not everyone have the IQ of the intelligence of Einstein or Nikola Tesla, the mentor. So there's no right or wrong answer for how fast you have to evolve. The district choices is really up to you as well too, to externalize. But sometimes we also feel the catapult and pushes and some stressful time that we all have gone through. But have you see it within yourself and turn the point of view up a little bit more, and just tune in the process of within yourself, the revelation to experience these evolutions and to evolve ascensions, and desensitize and distill the mind, so you could sanitize and transcend and reveal that the work you put in is not as easy as you think it is. When you see people sit down and do nothing in samadhi, and whoa, if that is the fact, why would I recommend the police officer to do meditation? Why do we have kids go to school to do the extra curriculum doing samadhi, which is meditation? It is to have the sympathetic nervous system to regulate with the parasympathetic nervous system, and that is a great ability to find even more darkness within ourselves in areas that we may not even perceive that it's there. But when we know it's there, that's when we flip the script, transcribe it as well too, and vocalize it. It's a conscious awareness, and the consciousness is work with the subconscious mind. So within the awareness above and beyond, with the higher conscious mind, the superconscious mind, it also will not just substitute, but just evolutionize. It is sometimes words cannot describe the feeling as we rumination this now, when it give rise within ourselves, becoming aware of the effect, the atomic, the autonomic as well too, when we regulate the fear, keep us in track and back to the cause within. And as your subconscious mind, the conscious awareness rising, you will be able to see beyond the level of others may not perceive or see in just 3D. You know what I'm saying? When you elevate it up, your mind, have that more understanding, compassion, empathy, the feeling of the connectedness of oneness and who you are, certain level of consciousness, and with that intuitively, that in and of itself is the Dharma, the evolution, the scientific, not just theoretically, within the process within itself. That is the important metamorphosis, the changes to evolve from the koi fish to a dragon, right? And it's the self-acceptance, self-esteem, and self-love. So you do it confidently, no matter what. You give your best in the line of duty, in the thing that you do, in the work that you do, in the performance, even though you have made a mistake. Who's perfect? You see yourself, you accept yourself, respect yourself for where you are. And when you see other people too, you respect people for where they are. You meet them where they are, not where you want them to be. As far as your eye can see or your ear, and when you lean to hear what their story is, then you know that's an evolution, that's a journey together. So you can walk the journey with me too. And see how things go. Be profound and found more of love within yourself. That is the experience and the evolution. That's it. It's the change, to evolve, to grow, to learn what life is. When you know life is not just this external, materialistic thing. It is far, far beyond that. Eyes, the scope of practice beyond it's on the other side of the horizon. It is the mountain peak, the pinnacle, the pillars of heart, mind, and spirit. The love is unconditional. It is volitional. You want it, you gotta move it. Move yourself with the pace that you can go. You move the mountain. You just embrace whatever that come at you, the stormy weather, because we can make it through the rain, we can make it through the pain, to the other side of the game. Love, the 12, 2 plus 1 is 3, 12, hawk, woo! Accept the love, and for who you are. Realize that everybody are going through some struggle as well too in this journey we call life. By realizing that all happiness is found within what is out there, that is just just an appreciation, that is also contributions to one another. So when you found that love within yourself, within your own self, right? My goodness, that is gorgeous, that is beautiful, and I fruitarian love you. And you share within yourself with others too. But there'll be some time you may not want to share things just right away, because forbidden your inner kingdom unless they come in love. That's something. It could be enigma. It could be mysterious. It could be the result of being hurt in the past in ways that we have other perceived could be strange. But you have to receive and understand and feel the person as we experience reality, the way the old things in the past, human with that conscious, more than fifth sense, but the sixth sense, the intuition, the feeling that brought forth us here still alive, because we can use our ingenuity, we can use our peripheral visions, we use our mental faculty that is beyond imaginable, that is the man of the mind, the mind of the man, the mind of the woman, right? The God force life from all animals and nature and plants. That's equal family. So when we see this, when we saying this, that is, we communicate. But when we try to control, that's not communication. That is compromising. That's not synergistically. That is control. That is neglecting. That is abusive. That is refuse to know who you are, and you just being in a box. And you may not know what's in the box of chocolate. That's what Forrest Gump would say, right? So, yeah. As we get into discussing a little bit deeper on how we know what's controlling and how we control our own mind in ways that is good, not try to control over other people's mind, that is, could be, you could say, despicable, if that's a fair word to use. I would not recommend trying to control the other world, because I've noticed that only result, it is hard. You're trying to control what's out there. So therefore control yourself, which means the man who controls himself is a conqueror than the man who trying to conquer the whole world. which is barbaric. And it's temporary, providing nothing, and there's no solution. Because everything is never really permanent. Everything is ever changing. Everything is evolving. Everything is just within the blink of an eye in the space-time reality. It's just not within our grasp. It's not within control. It's just like that. And even though even your own self, you have sometimes hard controlling your own mind way of thinking, right? You realize that for yourself too. You might even do things that might be wrong, contradict to what you say. So within the jewels of the pillars, the 3 pillars, mind, heart, spirit, self-control, self-actualizations, self-discipline. Woo! That is one of the greatest virtue. That's like a level up, power up, that you tap into yourself, the infinite intelligence, the universal love, the money in the making, saying that it will not lack, because the enthusiasm is never lacked. The intuitively is the beginning of anything, of the infinity, universal, and the word is a university. At the same time, the word is the playground. It is the outlet. It is also where one train go upon the next level in the stream environment. As we begin to anything, we first force ourselves just a little bit to make it become a habitual undertaking, and he, you, we, us, me, we will claim our own sovereignty, the expression without the weakness that by taking that line. We're not taking it in the line. We just be it with least resistance. Whenever we can do so within this element, there's no need to wait. Here we are. And one of the biggest excuses that we have for ourselves is, oh, we can't do it. We fear of old age. Come on. We're aging regardless. Are we dying since we first born? That's why we always feed this body. But most importantly, what have you have of value in your mind? Any love, the enthusiasm for life, right? What you got? That's the happiness. And how do we use the happiness? We just be it. That's just the youthful, younger self-realization that one, boy or girl, the old man, the old lady, the gorgeous lady, the handsome man was once you. The internalized and the inner, externalized, representing the state within ourselves. And the enthusiasm, initiative stage within this pilgrim of mind and to the kingdom of heaven of mind, in the center of the both hemisphere of the analytical thinking mind and the right hemisphere, which regulate the sympathetic, so you can have more of a sympathetic joy and empathy within the externalized fast result of the youth from all age, any age you are. We embody that through the mind, because you could be 20 and feel like you're a freaking 100-year-old, right? And you'd be like 60 and be like 30 years old, right? Just like my friend Mike. Yeah. So this gives you the fast result because his enthusiasm sky roof. As for Panya, his enthusiasm is always maintained most of the time. You just gotta be authentic and just be yourself. Start off how you are to meet your client where they are. Meet your friend and member where they are, as you are as well too. You don't have to be all hyped up. Eventually you will be as well too, right? That way you're being true to yourself and having the ability to do just that. The habit of speaking and doing and being human and want to have the future, want to have the fruits, want to have the, I love fruits, I put it here and love you. And the futures is of the element of the beauty, because the beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And this thought will brought to you no longer than than a dream and reality. It is diverse, simultaneously integrated, blended, and is come to reality. That's the materialized, and it's the part of the higher self. The more life we have, live in the morning experience, we have the greater ability to understand the spirits. Because each new breaking dawn, it is will sing along of love as first uno, the symphony of love, that spirit's higher self. And this is not necessarily all a dream, because if you can believe it, you will achieve it in the mind. And this truth of saying that the younger you will appreciate, the older you will appreciate, because there's no greater time than now. And we can't say the higher self not always going to be there for you or guide you. We sometimes make a little mistake ourselves, and we may have broken other heart. We might have shattered other heart, and we also in return, it goes both ways, that our heart also has been shattered, broke openly with love, baby. And that pair of these things that we felt, nothing to do with age, is just an experience. And what I'm getting at is that anything that you're going to, you will adopt it, some ideological, and encourage you to feel like you're aging, to feel like you're dying. That's aging, right? Just gotta know that everything's gonna be oscillating, It's not gonna be just dial. No. The age of 56, 70, 80, 90, or whatever it is, will make you how you perceive your mind, in your mind, eyes, in your sublime mind. So recalibrate that fine line and use that to subscribe if you like this video. So this was serving you as relative, as a friend, as a homie, as a lover, harmoniously with wisdom to share that we all have acquired with times of the ages, since time immemorial, through the experience of this habits. It is a visual, it is the acknowledgement and getting rid of the defilements. It is intuitively, naturally got to get rid of that defilements, because it's not serving anyone. Therefore, be the light, be the beacon of the light within self-reliance, and also appreciate the gratitude with the grand life of beautiful spirit. I fully and love you, and believe in oneself to be never to over anything, and also letting the beautiful spirit as well, all the spirit has come in contact with, crossword or whatnot, that they're not old to do anything that they want to do. Exercise quality and imagination has the power to change everything. As I would like to put it, it's like never give up, because the true warrior never give up. Despite the circumstances, despite the odd, we smile against all odds and see things through within this nation that we see before us, and realize that we work with an imagination as well too. Externalized with impression of our subconscious mind beyond our imagination, and while it's dreaming, whew, man, it's amazing by far, because we just appreciate for whatever comes, and love and let it go, just that much, and allow the six senses come and use that peripheral vision, and use a heart mind coherence beyond just the analytical thinking mind. And this is the imagination of the subconscious to impression of the subconscious mind, and that proceeding over 5 sensory data. And the meaning of this is that, because for what it is, refer to, and when you somehow have that in your hand, the magnificent, marvelous mind co-create within the innate nature, from the inner voices that we hear, within the inner voices that impress the subconscious mind, and materialize that what we desire most, and transmute our energy from the root of the chakra up to the crown of the head. This is something that peaceful warrior do. This is the samadhi. This is the meditation. This is the lucid dreaming as well. This is an experience thinking about death as in the natural thing instead of making the most out of life to do general thing to lack of purpose. It is to live with purpose and has a suitable occupation if that is recreation. So here's the thing. This is the number one thing that causes for identifying with fear of death. You ready? It's not having a purpose in life, not creating a purpose for yourself, not doing justice, not loving those that are lovable. And realizing that in any moment you can create a purpose. Even if it's a small gesture, even if it's a small thoughts of considerations, that is something that centralize your focus, centralize your mind. That is equilibrium, that is tranquility, that is the equipoise, the magnanimous, the pinnacle pillars of the my heart spirits to be that of peaceful warrior. And within the imagination, you work to recalibrate your mind from what has been installed or pre-programmed since childhood. Memorize memories, bring them back, but make sure that it's good, because you don't want to work for nothing, putting so much time for yourself and others. But little do you know, little do we know, putting time for ourselves. So you got to put that time for yourself. You got to find the time to make the time. You can't find the time, you got to make the time, because this is precious. This is the dharma. This is the phenomena. This is the value that you add for yourself and add to others. This is the purpose, the God-given gift. What you don't value will be taken away from you. And the mind is the one thing that has the power over everything in the other world as well too, because the other world is a reflection upon our own inner world. And baby, I fully and love you. And this reflection of the desire, fire, you know, the mind's eyes, and it's the reflection of one to all and all to one. It is the mind in the spirit. It is more prevalent among the age. Sometimes, the more youthful, are ready to be in the greatness of the remedies for the fear of death, is a burning desire for achievement. The youthful need to be open-minded for the burning desire for achievement, to be back and useful service to others. A busy person seldom has time to think about living. They're going upon their day like a zombie, so they're not really living, they're more like dying. So you find your life too within yourself, because life is thrilling. Worry about something that is beyond our control, it's just unnecessary to live. And I can take you there. We can go have fun. But I think that everything is close, you can't have fun. Not fun. It's, how do you describe fun? What is fun to you? Because if you're a boring person, everything's gonna be boring to you seemingly. But if you find the smallest things and it's fun, baby, it is fun. It is miraculous. It is uncumbersome. It is important to understand that it's one thing that I have found in my journey in concentration is with oneself, and that's a joyous, unconditional, volitional love, and it's mainly in the space of openness. And the breath of breathing, exhalation, inhalation out, it's just soothing, just it's just like, it's miraculous, because life is in and of itself is precious. It is the found new spirit journey. Even in any age, industry, or whatever age you are to, that one that thrive, that one that are happy in life, that one that realized their higher self and living in realization in these recreations and recreation, and make this video right now for you to listen and watch and view. And being receptive to this, you will receive and be reactive, not by fear, but by overcoming the fear. When you feel it, you see, you feel it too. You can sit with it and absorb it and analyze it and just view and thinking about it too. And then you send it and let it go and transcend it, and you just transcribe it on a piece of paper so you can burn it out. Or you sit in the water and view and let it just like the water is always a continuum. So therefore you just let it go. Not by fear, but with love and the cause and effect reflection of where you are. So when you meet them, that's where they will be as they are. But either they're gonna walk with you on your journey, enjoy your journey together, or no excuses, be gone, right? There's no need to. You don't have to lie just to kick it, you know what I'm saying? You don't need to lie just to kick it. Just be yourself. Evolve the belief within the universal of purpose that is useful, of service of others and yourself. Without blind eyes, open up and see before you. The burning desire to see it through, brought forth, and then dedicate their energy, our energy, your energy, my energy, our energy together is the resources every day that we live in. And it's just a new point of view. That is an attainment of life to bring forth the service to yourself, for self-love, and to others, for giving that energy of your own loveliness, the lovable, because you are the lover, and I love the lover, and I love you. I feel it and love you. So this couldn't be further from the truth. So as you can see this for yourself, that you, with someone, you love no other than yourself, right? All right. That's right. As we can maintain friends without having that accusation, without assumptions, and just see the result and have trust for the lover, have trust for yourself based upon your perception of understanding, based for not from your own experience. We gotta have trust in another unless they show us otherwise. As we show up in the external world, that causes us to have some indecision and double thoughts or doubt within yourself, because clarity takes some time as well too, for those who have not experienced with it too, right? But the specifications in this, specifically where they are, it is a story. It is one life journey of trajectory, going and allowing and being within this element of seeing, fearing, overcoming it as well too. Within the sixth sense, basic fear will not exist, will cease to exist, because as we drift, we dwell in the present. We revisit the past and externalize a thought projection of the future outcome to be the beautiful destinations. It's not a lost dweller, all right? Because we dwell in the present moment. We're here now, not delaying time. So even though John F. Kennedy, president, saying something about thinking about the future, I mean, it's cool thinking about the future, but we got to live in the present time, the moment. That is the conceptions of just auto-suggestion. Oh yeah, we should think about the future. Yeah, we should think about the future, but we shouldn't be thinking about the future every freaking minute, hours of the day. It doesn't stimulate our creativities or imagination to be able to bring more forth success if we always in just the goal of the future. Just like the rabbit's so fast to want to get there. He's like, I'm gonna go there. So he's going way too fast, right? But in the midway, he decided to take a rest. But you know what? Like I say, some might go a little bit slower, but peaceful warrior and never give up on that trajectory. It takes some time because good things doesn't come easy. Understand this awareness that we all connected. Everything that we say, do, and want and desire is in one mind. And there is a reservoir within our core when we explore in the jubilee. And it's just like it's jubilee exploding, exploring, just gushing out, exciting, and just bliss and ecstasy, static of the infinite intelligence that coming it's just the ecstasy of just knowing when we experience and having the understanding. It's like redefine what was so dull in the past, and to a certain degree we didn't realize that until we come to our own ability, knowing that we can use our capacity beyond the human, because we realize that we are also intricate with the animal, right? That's the infinite intelligence. That is the infinite intelligence to be found of the animals, the animalistic that we are, right? Understanding and working with it is the concept of subconscious mind. Beyond that was superconscious mind, and of course the human form. But we get it diluted and thinking that we're just human only, and treating animals like they're just animals. Dog called pet when they could be the family, right? Animal, you take care of them, you love them too, right? They have feeling how adorable they are, right? Hey, not all of us is perfect, They scare us, we scare them. So past mistake, don't bring it up. We all have make mistake, and that's okay. Make the change, be the change you want to see in the world. So within the recalibration of the subconscious mind, right? We make the thinking mind grow, evolve. As we shift our mind, literally we shift our mind from a delta to alpha to theta in the meditations. And yeah, this is stuff to know, to learn as well too. It's not beyond your grasp of understanding, because I one had work in the massage therapist when we use the kinesis machine with the alpha, delta, beta, and gamma. So the understanding will take you a deeper level of your psychology, your physiology, and your biology, the changes within our DNA, into a deeper mode, and understanding within these consequences of who we are, that will be due to the law of a karma, the attraction of being, believing in yourself, contained within the subconscious mind, that within the core belief, how we can interrupt as we interpret this interpretations of this sensory perception as feeling of an experience and sharing with it. Can we go wrong? I think not, because one always like to go right. If not, going in the center, to the middle way is a path that neither right, neither wrong, neither left, neither right. It is sun and the moon. It is that stars, because that's what you are. That's what we are. We changes our belief around to see more of the way we see things, perceive things within this mundane world. We use our discernment, not just be acquiescing because that's what is up in line to do. We're gonna do it too? Nah, man, nah. Come on. Think critical thinking, right? That is the desire to experience more for yourself, and will be able to bring forth the success more from our places of love that float and flow. And we can say we have put in the work and continue on putting that work, because the work is never done. It's never ending process, because it's always a continuum, just like the wave upon the oceans. That is a principle we bear in mind to apply within ourselves, to have the wish fulfilled. We see, we want, we desire, we love, we adore, we want to be a part, to have it to be a part, and apply that what we have broadcasting in the station of our mental faculty, referring to the brain at the end. Like the movie we see, the end, happy ending. Is it really? The happy ending, that's when they get together. It's what happened afterwards. That's where the story begins. So within the subconscious mind, the mind, that creativity, the imagination, sublime mind, the autosuggestion, you are blessed. Bless you. We are all blessed to be here today. Decided to go, decided to just be, taking a little bit of a calculated risk, and think not for oneself, but to have that compassion, the electromagnetic field of the magnitude we see as all one, and just jolt in as catapult one to all and all to one. It comes in the blending, and as we reading the mind of others and ourselves as well too, as we have discovered back in 2006 Samadhi. That's really going to go deeper within to the ocean of samsara, and see that within the core there's one. At the same time, simultaneously, we also have individual. Perspectively, we are individual. Within the expression is of one. To understand this, the integration of the further principle of the higher level consciousness of success and various areas in our life, there's no doubt that you and I are different, right? You and I and the animals are different. You and I and the plant are different, right? Yeah, that is so too. But, however, there's deeper in the notion that we are separate. The singularity is not separate. Duality is not separate, as I mentioned last time. You can split them apart, but they still one. And we have been recognized that the colors as well too is it's just color. Divide and conquer, that is despicable, shameless. So let's get back into the more positive side, you know? That's what I like as well. So as the mind, which we make and we made up of the conscious and the subconscious that is stimulating by what we perceive truly. And within the three principle, heart, mind, spirit, right? That we take upon within the mind as we bear the great fruits through the subconscious mind, through many patient, many creative of imagination, creative stimulation, and creative of imagination of auto suggestion as well too. Sometimes when suggestion of the mind telling you, hey, let's do this. I mean, are we gonna be automatic? Or are we gonna be more receptive to it? But then think with the mind eyes as well too, right? It could be wrong, it could be right. Like I said, the higher self, the guidance sometimes might steer us wrong, but in the end, it's always going to be something good because we got to trust in ourselves, we got to believe in ourselves and the universal love, and take the action, push forth the fortitude of effort, and describe the process because that procedure begins with the desire. So no matter what, the differences of the outcome, it's going to be miraculous. That's right. That's right. And with the gratitude attitude, there's no doubt about that because we have that genuinely of love. And there's no taking that away from oneself because it's not possible, It's always lit from the beginning till the end. It's like the alpha and the omega, right? And that concept is the desire, what we all desire, want to experience. Because I would be lying to you if I say I didn't want you, right? And that's also the creations of the desire, but at the same time, have the love and compassions. Be not too far out of alignment. That is being successful, is the result in this world, is the experience by way of working on ourselves within the spheres that we all sought to be, right? And this malleable mind that we're able to stretch in this plasticity mind, the neuron, and we see the principle within it, and that is something that we abide the principle of the law, not the man-made that is in control that we are experiencing this time space reality. Anyways, back to some more positive time because we speak lightly of the intangible, the things that which we cannot control out of our control, right? Let's proceed through any of the five senses. However, when we use our sixth sense of the sensory perceptions, intuitively, it reminds us that all of us are sometimes controlled by the force, but we need to utilize our ingenuity and use our discernments in this intangible mind. We will disrupt it with the five senses as well, and represent it with the love, and interpret it with the peaceful warrior way, and enjoy life as it is, recreations. And these five senses, there is another senses, as we mentioned. What is it? The sixth senses, baby. That's the one that can see all, feel all, knows all, right? And perhaps there are many more that we might not be aware of. The extraterrestrial, the sound wave senses that may not able to grasp or categorize it. We just put it as a sixth sense. I mean, there more to it, you know? But we can work with it, unify with it, collaboration with it. It is the creative imagination within the subconscious mind, and I love it. Gratitude. So once we come to recognize the self-actualization within our senses, six senses, it is also known as the intuitions, the hunches. So the intuitions, the synchronicity, the serenity, right? Within the sublime mind, the intuitive of the intuitions. It is when we're being receptive to it, when we receive it, that is the inspiration of the aspiration. It's the important premise of this kind of experience, and it just no words. Don't even want to put the words because words cannot do no justice of the feeling. So I'm gonna leave it at that because I believe that anything that we're referring or trying to put in words will just make it less so than it is. Gratitude. Now, the conscious of our mind, the thought process that we brought forth as a result of impressing the subconscious mind, not diluting it with all the mixture of I want this, I want that, all at once. Nah, it's just something that just singularly, uno, one, precious, as life itself is precious. And the word we put in this information that brought upon us, it is volitional love. It is with that one have with volitional love. In many area of my life, I also realized that by first shedding the old skin, shedding the shadow of and releasing the tension of the shoulder, and when you're shedding that attribute that we're not truly who we are, sometimes it is the question we ask, who am I? Then you find out who I am, which is made up of what calling limitations. You know, that's belief system that we are limited ourselves. So as we find that disbelief, that disempowering belief, we re-engineer or recalibrate our mind, and that kind of belief become more of a warrior's cast the spell for the ego Garuda or Hanuman to soar above the sky, this Mount Meru, and that is the interpolations and this as I interpretations of that mythical is a place from love. Thinking about this, the last two videos, the context you see when we talking about who am I and BLM, that's similarity within the mind, the versus ego, right? The analytical that just self-centered or swollen. I don't want to say too much. Anyways, let's get back to the brain, that control, which is essentially embodying the state of love, right? And as we observing our outer world, external world, the matrix, the reflection of the dead, in other words, zombie, you know, the mass and stuff like that. This just when we get through this concept of just acquiescing, and most of our interpretation is just a subconscious mind now that just following along and not do what you are here to do, you meant to do as a sovereign being here. Breathe freely without mass restrictions, impressing the subconscious mind to be reawakening from the slumber of the what you see before you all day, every day. Do you desire to see yourself 5 years from now? So it's just wearing the same old moss, the same breathing old toxic around it. We'll see. Just it's it's toxic. But I truly believe that not long that will fall off because not everyone is gonna like it. Because I have as many as well too, those who wore it because they are told to. But think about that. If there's protests, are you willing to go? So this attribute further reveal what we refer to as the other self. We call this self-realizations. When we see for yourself, when we start seeing that the condition that we're in is just ridiculous. And if you're not doing anything about it, it's like it's very poor of your five sensory perception as a human being, a human species, not doing it, and it's only apparent that you're doing something working. But are you in this existence? That's why I ask you a question sincerely, because I care as well. Because we can make a difference with this using our sixth sense as well too, coming to unification, where we receive the inspiration, the hunches, the intuitions, that is the inspiration. Because when you see the aspiration, we do it. We know we have to, because this is a result. We want to identify who we are as well too within the subconscious mind, to realize and release the negative energies that we are all in, seeing the gloom, doom, and stuff like that too. And then next thing you know, we're not seeing no smile. Come on, living in Washington too. Is it gonna be worse? Is it worse already? And if you feel like it is, we can do something about that. Bring forth, imagine where things goes how it was before. It's a good thing how it was before, was it not? Not really. But wearing a mask, that's even worse. That is a massacre of your smile, baby. And further, that's actual process of doing so, because how are you feeling behind the mask? And that's what leaves some, the sensitive impressions, which cannot perceive through the five senses unless you can actually feel it with the six senses. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm bringing this up, because it will stop the subconscious mind thinking that maybe that person is not happy. You're happy. You couldn't think. If you have a negative thought within your own self, you're gonna project your own self thinking that person's are not happy because you're not happy. If you're happy, good for you. Then we're gonna light it up. So either way, if it passed the subconscious mind, it's originated with this conscious, the faculty serving one and all. And there is the other force that is really frictions, that's not serving, that's hurting. We need to guard ourselves from that. That approach, not from those who are trying to help you or trying to, but there's some people who really like to wear masks, and let it be. So most of all, we have been extremely, extremely patient with all this. And it has been forced to all of our attention that the subconscious mind need to be recalibrated, because when you see, it's like, whoa, yep, you need to readjustment, and have the understanding within the subconscious mind. Could be played in the right way, or could be in the wrong way. So we have the ability and a hope, with belief and trust, with faith as well too, that it's going to be the best. To be the best is the best. What's the best would it ever be, baby? The important thing that we live the life that we want to live, leaving legacy, leaving when we lead in the right positive manner, right motivational force within the subconscious mind that matter. Because our life matters, and Black life matters. And let me just take a moment to have that gratitude and really sincerely say, Black life matters. All life matters. And there is some misconception, misnotion, misinterpretation when it comes to those two, when it shouldn't be at all. Those two is word interrelated, intricate. It's together. Yeah, there shouldn't be any problem with that, because if you have a problem, make sure you have a problem with that so-called hierarchy. Don't be just acquiescing, you know what I'm saying? So let's get back to the subconscious mind. So as we think of this information that we are hearing, perceiving, and seeing again and again and again and after, is a result of a better future, a better outcome, a better destination. It's consumption of the fruits and veggies and nuts. It is a peaceful warrior positions, posture, no deviations. There's sometimes frustration within this warfare. Yet again, we gotta be patient, equilibrium, understanding, and loving, to develop the serenity and tranquility. That's equanimity. As we believe, observe our reality when it changes, and consciously, deliberately choosing, as we choose information we like to see and like and want to love, there's also some mixed information. So therefore, as I mentioned, you use your discernment. Otherwise, is that what you are? Within information, you will see, how can you imagine the same kind of a media information that can deceive another? So I pray, let none deceive another. Let none deceive another. As we're coming together forming a self-image or changing our perception and shifting our paradigm. We got to shift. The mind are able to literally shift through meditation as well too. It is a deliberate attention to bring you into a theta state, in a state of where we could be more receptive and affirming that paradigm and expressions as we express through the subconscious mind that has been recalibrated, not just acquiescing. And we would say we have teamed up with the life force, with the eco family, and this term applied to peaceful warrior. So as I will suggest that the administration stimulate which our mind, the five senses beyond the six senses, we say and we state that happiness is the way. Those not happy with themselves, they see other people hurt and they feel happy. That's not fucking cool, man. That is despicable. That is two words trying to bring into one become despicable. And that despicable agency does not communicate. It's just like rah, like animals. That's not what you are. You're human. So be part of the mind, conscious with the heart. That's a trinity. Mind, heart, spirit, which take place and with action within the subconscious mind and the fluidity of the movements, the subconscious mind, the powerhouse, the indestructible, the desire, the house on fire, will shape the form of 2021 to be free in this so-called new world order. It's a challenge. We just gotta go beyond it. No matter the date of the time, 2021, whatever it is, it's just the way it is. This is number. So we know the year for our age. Now we are closer to our deathbed. Because age ain't nothing but a number. Very conscious of what we are suggesting over to our subconscious mind and so forth. Because when we externalize ourselves, we have been impressed upon, and sometimes we depend on others when we're younger because we know we don't know, we learn, we're still learning as our subconscious mind being developed. But within the birth until 7, that's when we more receptive to all that is around us. That's why we try not to fall into the footstep of what one was, and to bridge that gap for a better destination that is happening for the beautiful consecration of one. All day long, whether you are using a formal recalibration, meditations, listening, observation, the outline in what you read, what you watch, what you see, all that moment, it is the information that we envelope it, right? Seal it with a kiss, assuming that it's gonna really express itself through our communication. But sometimes it's about the sixth sense and feeling, baby, imagination as well too. But it's about the feeling, but sometimes we also higher feeling too. So how can one know, right? So therefore, you believe it, you will see it. So therefore, trust it that what you desire will come forth, will come to fruition, will be that delicious fruit sweetness. So when you have the visions of the desire, you create on your journey of success, because success means many things to individuality. So success, each and every day is a success you live in. Each and every day is success because you have the love that cannot be taken away from you, cannot be parted. And as we saturate that love in our sub and subconscious mind, the information is like the medicine of harmony, and that vision of the bestest of our ability to be that we want to be the best there's the best was ever be, and that best one that is for you will be there for you. So there's no doubt about that. So with the ability that what we do and done with the service rendered to all for the spirituality that we are for the my heart spirits, so we can come more alive to forgiveness, forgive others. What's funny is that I've been saying that We human are forgetful. We forget things. I forget things too, but how is that we are not forgetful? So when it comes to forgiveness and understanding, that is love. So I'm gonna stop this now by saying I feel love you. Thank you for viewing. Peace of mind. Love at heart. Peaceful warrior.